record company usually like for you to support your album and go on tour. And I don't like to. I do like relating to the fans, giving the fans a chance to see you face to face.
Well, can we just do it again without the negative saying that you don't like the tour? Just 'cause
I don't like it though.
I know, but see,
I go through
what
hell.
Is it setting up though? I don't understand.
I go through hell touring. Okay, then I'll make it positive then.
Yeah, it's just.
For you know the truth.
Yeah.
Okay. I love to tour.
I really don't. What are we doing?
Well, I'm just asking questions, that's all.
Right.
Okay.
Bye.
Thank you, guys.
Are you... Oh, I'm sorry.
Take your mic.
It's okay.
Yeah, you're right. Thank you.
Yeah.
Do you...
You seem okay. It's just getting a little dinosaur in your...
No, look, I don't want to do that.
Us whatever it is you want us to know.
Let's put it like this. We're here to talk about Exhale. My life is none of your business.
If you could use makeup or your phone one last time, which one would you pick? Makeup or your phone?
Is this what you think girls have trouble choosing between?
Yeah, absolutely.
Is this men assuming that that's what girls would have to choose between?
Now, this is not a question. Can you really go anywhere without your cell phone?
Yes.
How long can you go without looking at Twitter?
Many hours.
Quality.
Eye contact.
Ladies learn. Yeah. Listen and learn, ladies.
Boys learn.
Oh, so sure. Don't ask me a question like that. I'm not biting. I refuse your question.
Why?
Because I refuse your question. I'm not your slave and you're not my master. You can't make me dance to your tune. I'm not a monkey.
What do you think of Kim and Kanye's US Vogue cover, given that you have been on the cover yourself countless times?
I do not want to comment.
Why? Why?
Working for Marvel, the Super Bowl commercial. Did you get a lot of reaction to that Super Bowl commercial?
What Super Bowl commercial?
Oh, you know what? I've admit my mistake. You know what?
See, you're as crazy as the people on Twitter.
Right.
I'm not Lawrence Fishburne.
That's my fault. I know that. That was my fault. My mistake. You know what?
We don't all look alike.
Thank you for asking.
Why is that you?
No, thank you for asking to take your video.
Oh, sorry. I've got some advice for you.
Yes, be respectful.
I'll be respectful.
That's my advice for you.
My name.
Ask if you can take a video, but you're just shooting video.
No, you know me. I'm
respectful.
famous.
I don't want to talk to you.
I'm famous.
We're quite interested to know what would be the fashion elements Avengers Infinity War uses in the movies.
What?
The fashion elements.
The fashion element?
Yes, for the.
I got the fashion question?
Good question. Good question.
The fashion elements you see here. I honestly really don't know how to answer that question.
Next man.
Pardon?
What are you looking for in a man now to wear this cologne?
I'm not looking for a man. Let's start there. I wear a leather unitard for the most of this film. And I have been for the last 10 years. So if you think of any fashion elements that you would like to include, please let us know.
Crack rehab fails.
First of all, let's get one thing straight. Crack is cheap. I make too much money to ever smoke crack. Let's get that straight.
It's my job to try and ask you to.
And I'm shutting your butt down.
And that's...
Ronaldo, preparados para este jogo hoje?
I don't want to keep browbeating that one situation, but I will say, Wendy, I would have loved to turn on your show and saw you be a little bit more compassionate and less accusatory and ridiculous.
I couldn't.
Why, girl? Because the gag is you wasn't there.
Well, but...
Wait, tell me, is it true you're wandering the streets? You need a date to the party? What's up?
No. I'm doing just fine. I just, there's no meaning to any of this. So I wanted to find the most meaningless thing that I could come to and join, and here I am.
They're celebrating.
You got to admit it's completely meaningless.
Well, they say they're celebrating icons inside.
Celebrating
Do you believe
icons.
in
Boy, that is just the absolute lowest aiming, possibility that we could come up with.
Now,
If you don't mind me analyzing a little too hard, I don't remember your breasts being that big.
No, they weren't.
You got the implants.
I did.
Thank you for being honest.
I did. I'm very honest.
Shoot Greedo first, or did Greedo shoot you first?
I don't care.
Beyoncé ist fantastisch. Sie komponiert gute Songs und ist eine exzellente Sängerin. Außerdem ist sie eine sehr süße Person.
Very sweet.
Und was ist mit J-Lo?
Die kenne ich nicht.
Ups.
Fourth. You turned 30.
I did.
And how was the party? I wasn't invited.
Actually, no, that's not the truth, Ellen. You were invited. Last time I was on the show, last year, you gave me a bunch of about not inviting you, but I didn't even know you wanted to be invited.
Well, who doesn't want to be invited to a party?
Well, I didn't even know you liked me.
What you did to prepare for this, because this was really an intense performance. What was kind of the process of getting into that mindset?
Isn't this old news? Isn't this old news? Didn't I? I feel like I've talked about this for 6 months. Well, I mean, right? I mean, I feel like I answered these questions. You wanted to get into you want to hear a different version of it? I try and change it slightly, or what should I do?
It's interesting that you have a different view, and I'm just trying to explore that.
Yeah, and I don't want to.
You've done in the past, your own sexuality seems a bit more ambiguous. Do you find it hard for celebrities to talk to media about their sexuality?
What on earth are you on about? But what is your question?
I was wondering if you find it difficult for celebrities to talk about their sexuality.
I don't find it difficult for celebrities to talk about their sexuality. Are you asking me about my sexuality?
Sure.
Why?
Why?
Thank you.
Okay.
Things are clearly going brilliantly in your career. I just wondered if you are as happy in your private life, and will we be seeing a certain Mr. Ashton Kutcher perhaps making a trip over here?
Wow, how disappointing was that question?
Should we move on to another one?
Absolutely.
I think there was a
malfunction the other night. What's the lesson learned from something like that, other than that you keep smiling, which you always do?
Well, it was obviously an unfortunate incident. I think it kind of made me sad on two accounts. One was that in a culture that commodifies sexuality of unwilling participants, which brings us back to Les Mis, because that's what my character is. She is someone who is forced to sell sex to benefit her child because she has nothing and there's no social safety net. And so let's get back to Les Mis.
I'm the fat one. Are you the fat guy in Hollywood still, or is everybody like look at you and they're like, oh wow, this is great, now you're healthy?
Do you have any other questions that are smart?
Where your friends at?
Sorry, friends may be a term you don't know.
I don't know the term friends. I know the term family. When stuff get tight, let me see where your friend at. But grow a little bit, you will get there.
Just been trying to add it all up. Well, if I was a billionaire, I wouldn't be on your show.
Helen Mirren, but I'm kissing Helen Mirren.
I was just wondering how your wife felt about that.
Made you look good. Anything good about getting older?
No.
Nothing.
No. I'm not smarter. I'm not anything. I mean, I would love to lie, but I don't think there's anything good about it.
See, I don't see what there's not to like about being 50.
Well, you're not 50.
First of all, I'm sure you spend all day in the chair for makeup. So how long are you in the makeup chair for Maleficent? No. I meant like the special effects. And do you ever come home in the makeup and prank your kids?
Do you know what? I actually pranked my kids when I first did Maleficent, and I scared one of my kids.
Waiting for you to smile at some of the compliments, you didn't.
Smiling doesn't win you gold medals.
Oh my God, a dream. There you go. There you go. Oh, man. What the hell is your problem, buddy?
Said why you think there's no relationship.
It's none of your damn business what I think about that.
That's awesome. Around the time of What If, the rom-com coming out, a lot of people were saying, you're a really unconventional romantic lead. And so eventually I got bored of hearing that and I kind of picked someone up on it. So I was like, what about me is unconventional? Just exactly, tell me. And she said, well, I think it's probably the fact that, we associated you with playing Harry and a young boy for so long. And my immediate response was, well, the male population has had no problem sexualizing Emma Watson immediately.
Hey, no. Don't run away. You're a jerk. What's so funny about that? It's ridiculous. That's really. Hey, no. Don't run away. Incredibly rude. I'm here giving you an interview and answering. You're a jerk. Huh?
Yes. You're one of the most famous women in the world. Yes. You've had a hit record. Looks like you might just have another one. I know. What's not to like? What's not to like? I'm grateful. I didn't say I was grateful. You said, how do you like being older? And I said, it's not as good as being younger. You have had work done on your face. Yeah. You know, it's not anything that I haven't ever said. They sort of make the Michael Jackson analogy that you've gone too far. Do you feel like you've gone too far? And, well, oh, I don't, you know. If I want to put my tits on my back, it's nobody's business but my own, you know? And if people don't like me because of that, well, then that's, I mean, this is America.
Thin. No, what is it? Diane, tell me.
No, they tricked me. I'm not kidding. They're like, you just have to take this picture in this room, and I went in there, and then they just ushered me in here, so, hi, here I am. Sue, are you part of this? So, what's going on?
I bet Zendaya's feet smell like Funyuns. Let's check, shall we? No, smells like success to me.
You believe there could be an infinite number of parallel universes. Does that mean that there is a universe out there where I am smarter than you?
Yes, and also a universe where you're funny.
Okay, all right.
Because as I was telling you ahead of time, you're going to walk home with more than maybe just a trophy tonight. I think lots of men.
I'm not going to walk home with any men tonight. I'm gonna go hang out with my friends, and then I go home to the cat.
If you were asking yourself a question now, what would it be?
I mean, couldn't you get anyone else to come? Perhaps that would be the question. I mean, in a way, the book's a comic book about film, really. It's not a deconstruction of the idea of interviews, particularly. Hopefully, it's a container for jokes that is themed around film.
So it's not about Richard Ayoade at all?
No, any more than the Moose story by Woody Allen is about his grappling with wildlife.
So, what would you then ask yourself?
You know the 2,000-year-old man that Mel Brooks played wasn't actually 2,000 years old.
Really?
He was still Mel Brooks.
Oh, okay.
It's not possible to be 2,000 years old. He was kind of...
Smuggest, old black man public persona that I hate. This gets on TV. Pull your pants up, black people. I was on TV in the 80s. I can talk down to you because I had a successful sitcom. Yeah, it was Bill Cosby, so kind of brings it down a couple notches. I don't curse on stage, but yeah, you're so...
You know what happens now? In that, normally, in an interview like this, I ask you a few questions about your book.
Yes.
Because that's what you're trying to sell.
Yeah.
I'm not allowed to promote your book because of broadcasting rules.
Of course.
So I then ask you something serious.
Yes.
Now, the serious thing I'd like to ask
Which I will parry.
Is that you're the son of a Nigerian and a Norwegian.
Yes,
which is quite unusual. And I wonder, do you feel a very strong sense of being a role model for British Norwegians?
I do, and I feel that Norway as a nation looks to me and my activities in many ways to marshal any kind of policies that they can drum up, and have been doing so for a while. In fact, they're starting to send me the Christmas tree rather than directly to Trafalgar Square. They just send it to me now.
This is, look at him. He is beautiful, but look at his hair. When are you going to cut that hair?
Do you have a problem with that?
No, I don't have a problem. That is some long hair.
You know, I have to say, it's amazing, right? You cut some people shave the head of their children. And people say, oh, isn't that terrible? Well, I don't even cut my son's hair, and they say, oh my God, when is she gonna cut her son's hair? Right. You know? Whatever I will do, I won't please everyone.
You're so smart. What number am I thinking of? It was 13. I was thinking of 13. Okay, that was a lucky guess. What am I thinking right now?
That you've been a huge disappointment to your family.
I wasn't thinking that.
Wear undergarments, if
You're
you will.
like the fifth person that's asking
Well, no,
that to
because
me. What is going on? Since when did people start asking each other in interviews about their underwear?
No, this is not a...
Is what I...
Is it inappropriate?
To ask somebody what kind of underpants they wear?
I didn't ask you what kind.
You just asked me if I was wearing it.
In phenomenal shape.
Thank you.
You had to make sure you were in perfect shape for this one, didn't you?
It was about being able to do the stunts and the fighting perfectly.
What was that suit like? It had to be comfortable to wear, but it looked like it was so form-fitting, was it?
It was fine. I think Christian had it worse in the bat suit than I did. I didn't have my ears covered.
Is there a certain regimen you put yourself through in terms of the diet, the workout? What is the feline fitness regime?
It's just watch what you eat and get yourself to the gym.
Any particular workout?
Are you trying to lose weight?
Well,
what's the deal, man? You look great.
No.
No, seriously. We have to talk about this. What do you want? Are you trying to fit into a cat suit?
That rumor that you had a male appendage, that you were a hermaphrodite, and you joked about it on the stage last night.
Maybe I do.
But it's interesting.
Would it be so terrible?
But it's interesting. A lot of artists would immediately put out some sort of a statement saying this is absolutely not true. You have fun with it.
Why the hell am I going to waste my time and give a press release about whether or not I have a penis? My fans don't care, and neither do I.
One, think it must be stopped. Because I don't dislike interviews. It's a bit more like it's like commuting. I accept it as a part of this, but no one loves it with all But it's fine.
Well, I get that. But give me something. In return, I mean, because the other part of it.
For the most part, it's public Teflon image. I've done this bit on stage, and people don't believe. People think I'm making it up. I'm like, Bill Cosby, there's a lot of allegations. No, you devil. That shit is upsetting. If you didn't know about it, trust me. When you leave here, Google Bill Cosby.
Let's do some quick. If time travel were possible, would you want to go back in time and refuse to do this interview?
Yes.
You truly are an incredibly smart man. Stephen.
Come on. Let's go kiss a guy in the audience. Why don't you go kiss the guy in the
Why are you
audience?
so obsessed with my sex life?
As we all know, I have none of my own.
And like you go to like the Tonight Show in the States and there's like 5 people in the audience.
No, that's only when you're there, darling. You give a teenager $200 million. A bunch of has-beens calling you a lesbian for 2 hours.
Listen, all you do is talk about my sex life on your show, so now you don't want to talk about my sex life when I'm on your show.
No, what do you mean? Do you mean because we refer to you periodically, we make jokes?
Periodically?
Yeah.
You can't get through a show without talking about me or thinking about me.
Well, look.
That was not a good chat-up line. What do you want?
That explains a lot. But
McDonald's people give you crowns, which seems cruel to me. Does
I don't
it
go to McDonald's.
Does it bother you that does it bother?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Did you know him at all?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did it hurt when you had that thing put in your nose?
I thought you were going to ask me if it hurt something else, but I thought you were going to continue the Charles Barkley line of questioning.
Wow, man, this is... What a revelation.
Was there any sort of sneaky pictures to send to friends of you, like, look?
No. I was very good about that. It's one of those things you don't want to do that because you respect the costume so much. You're not just taking photos of yourself saying, hey, look, because you know it's going to be some Burke out there who will then post it online thinking it's really funny.
Yes.
And you're like, oh, great, thanks. Well, there goes my career. Cheers, buddy.
Ruined everything.
Yeah.
I'm 10 a penny.
In the entertainment industry right now,
I'm not in the entertainment industry.
You are
I don't
not.
entertain people, and no industry can be built on my nasal voice.
But you are, and you are young, Cambridge educated,
72.
black, British.
Sure.
And that's quite a rare subset.
Yes, it's a hell of a medical form.
But you're not.
In 2000 and 2000, after controversial monologue. You know, man.
2000 and 2000, Mike, that's 2020.
Listen,
those
man.
Brownsville schools, man.
Phil, tell me, man.
Commercial, I just want to know, is that a rug?
You're talking about my hair. All right, what is that, a swim cap? What are you wearing? Come on, let's go.
My biggest fear is sharks.
Seriously?
Yeah.
But where do you find yourself in a situation where you could somehow be hurt by a shark?
When I swim in the ocean.
What kind of question is that, bro?
You're not going there, you know, while there's this massive campaign
Where should I be going?
Well, no, what I mean is, you know Lenny Henry and David Harewood and all those people who
I know who
other
they are.
black people in the entertainment industry.
There are others, yeah.
Have been pushing this big campaign about diversity in television.
Yes.
And you're not going to go there as a subject.
How do you mean go there as a subject?
Well, do you
go there as a subject?
I do personally.
Where are
yes.
you? Where are
I
you
think
on
there should
it?
be more, but now you're interviewing me. And,
well, that's interesting.
And that's
idea. And I asked him to do it because the Academy said that the men I chose were not appropriate and that my clothing was inappropriate. So I thought, you think that's bad? Wait till you see this. I love that. I love that.
You know, you've really changed since the last time I was on the show.
Well, we haven't seen you since like 6 years, 7
I
years
know.
or so.
You used to be really kind of like cool.
I know. There is no bigger dweeb than me.
Money's made you soft.
Really? You think so?
Yeah.
In what sense?
Because you just kiss up to everybody in your show now. You do, man. You're always kissing up to I see all these movie stars coming here, and
Right.
you're just all gaga.
I can
You used to give people a hard time.
Yeah. I can suspend that behavior tonight if you like.
How frustrating is it when you're linked to another Hollywood star, and even if you've barely met them?
Very frustrating. Almost as frustrating as being asked about it.
Yeah, you don't like going.
Because I'm here to sell my movie. This is a commercial for the movie, make no mistake.
You see, what was interesting, I thought, about your interview with Tarantino, apart from, the notorious nature of the kind of I'm shutting you down, was the bit when he said, this is an advert for my movie.
Exactly.
That was the interesting bit, and that, to me, was the elephant in the room. Not, you gainfully kind of and pushed through and tried to get him to talk about violence, which he wasn't going to do. But he was outraged that he could not advertise his film. And that, I thought, was very interesting, and is interesting about the essential lie of the interview situation.
You're not irritated at all. I know
You're
this
not
is a little
irritating me.
Okay, good.
Are you trying to?
No, I'm not trying to irritate you.
Actually, you do irritate me sometimes.
Well, you kind of irritate me too.
Really?
You see, we have so much in common.
I know.
What's the suit now? Do you get to take that suit home? Is that in your contract that you get to have that for fancy dress parties?
No, it's not in my contract.
No.
And it's hidden and locked away.
Are you a socialist?
I'm not sure what a socialist is,
Well,
but I
just
believe
about
that
it.
but I believe that the government has a responsibility to care for the people. There are countries which are perfectly able to do that. The United States is an extremely rich country. It's perfectly able to do that. It chooses not to. It chooses to have homeless people. We are 19th in the world in infant mortality. 18 other countries save the lives of their babies better than we. How come? They just spend more money on it. They care about their babies more than we care about ours. I think it's a disgrace.
I've had a lot of people try to tear me down, but I'm here. And I've always been myself, and I've always wanted that, and I've been graceful, and I've tried to handle myself with as much class, and it's only because I know how hard I work, and I'm not going to let any of that get to me.
We have to say goodbye now.
Why?
Because we have other guests.
Why?
Probably not anymore, but we should.
Can't this just go on and on?
It seems like it has, don't it?
Have you guys been here all night sitting in here?
Yes.
Is it all right or is it awful? Are you bored? Like, do they bring you food? Do you have drinks? Like, no, nothing? Do you have some food? Okay. There's more space in here than there was in there. So I'm not kidding. So maybe you're doing all right. And
I feel like I know the answer to this, but who is the biggest diva in the whole cast?
Yeah. Who do you think?
Robert.
Oh, you think it's Robert?
Get that off the monitor.
And you're sort of doing the same thing tonight, but...
In a way, yeah.
But Richard, thank you very much indeed for coming.
Don't thank me. I've done nothing for you.